Unsealed. Conspiracy Files. September 2012. A small piece of parchment reignites a millennia-old controversy. All-time conspiracy number 4. Was Jesus married?
If we're looking at a 4th century Coptic document, the document could very well be legitimate.
For 2 millennia, the faithful and the fearful have debated the true nature of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene.
The bigger question is, did Jesus have a wife and raise children or not? We don't know everything about Jesus. Maybe he did.
If Jesus did have a wife and children, that means his bloodline could live on today. And that's a thought that makes many Christians very uncomfortable.
Priests take a vow of celibacy in order to honor Christ. But if Christ actually had a wife, then one basic tenet of the priesthood becomes invalid.
The recently discovered papyrus has been declared a fake by the Vatican. But that's just what a conspiracy theorist would expect them to say. 1947, a sleepy southwestern town. Until one fateful night when its name becomes synonymous with conspiracy and cover-up. Coming in at number 3 is Roswell, New Mexico.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
Everybody knows about Roswell.
On July 7th, residents of the town are startled by a mysterious crash in the desert. According to reports, soldiers, firemen, and locals witness a downed alien craft and what appear to be the ship's occupants dead. Radio and newspaper reports at the time confirmed the incredible events.
Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
In the days that follow, the military changed their account of the incident.
The first story was that the Air Force had captured a flying disc. Then they recanted the story just half a day later and came out with the fact there was a weather balloon.
Experts still disagree over exactly what happened that night.
In our research, we've had over 600 eyewitness testimonies since then saying that this was not a weather balloon, that there were aliens that they saw.
More than 60 years later, it seems the cover-up is intact, and the controversy is only growing. April 30th, 1945. As Berlin was bombed to bits above him, the most reviled dictator in all of history took his own life. At least, that's what he wants us to think. All-time conspiracy number 2, the death of Adolf Hitler. The official record says Hitler gave his wife Eva a cyanide pill and then shot himself in the head.
When Hitler fell, the Soviets finally reached the bunker where Hitler and his wife had been hiding out. They found a burned body, it had been burned with gasoline.
We know that the Soviets said that Hitler's dentist confirmed that it was Hitler's body with the use of his dental record. We really don't know if Hitler truly died or not in that bunker.
Could Hitler have survived the war and lived on? Experts think it's not only possible, it's likely.
Interesting story. U-530 was a Nazi German submarine that shows up in Argentina 2 months after the end of the war with no law.
U-530 proved that somehow they got out of Nazi Germany. They survived for 2 months at sea. Where did they go? Who did they have on board?
Did Hitler himself somehow get spirited away and end up in Buenos Aires after the war?
Recently declassified communication to FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover further inflames speculation.
After Hitler's demise, there were many reports of sightings. The FBI ended up developing an extensive file of these things. The size of the FBI file suggests that the FBI thought that Hitler might be alive.
FBI photographs from after the war depicting an aging Hitler with different facial hair lead many to believe the U.S. knew Hitler didn't die in the bunker.
the evidence was there, and it was coming in from all over the globe that Hitler was being cited. He lived for possibly years or even decades after the fall of the Third Reich.
When we return, you've seen government cover-ups and alien spacecraft. If you think you know what number one is, think again. Unsealed.